At present, my primary areas of research are reproductive biotechnology ethics, so looking at emerging technologies and how the public feel toward these as a guideline for how public policy should actually evolve in this area. There's a lot of movement to change our legal system to make it so that instead of catching up when technology is already there, that we can legislate in advance of technological advancements. So my PhD is in bioethics and looking particularly at ectogenesis, which is artificial womb technology, and its representation in popular culture. So I'm very interested in the impact that has when it comes to public perceptions of reproductive biotechnologies as they currently exist, and then moving into what kind of technologies might exist in the future. My career highlights in research are fairly diverse. I've got a number of things that I've been really proud of in terms of my research, but the major one would be the publication of my book last year. So that's looking at equal opportunity and ectogenesis. So how can we promote equality across all ranges of women, different perspectives there, and how we could incorporate artificial womb technology into our current suite of reproductive technologies. So I'm currently the chief investigator of a grant that's looking at the impact of popular culture on medical students and their medical knowledge, but also their ethical reasoning. So we're calling it What Happened on Grey's Anatomy Last Night, Teaching Medicine and Medical Ethics Through Popular Culture. And that was funded through the Faculty of Medicine Learning and Teaching Research Grant Scheme. This has been a fantastic opportunity to collect quantitative and qualitative data that looks at students' experience of popular culture, and particularly things like House MD, Scrubs, Grey's Anatomy, how this is actually impacting the ethical discussions they have at home and in the classroom, but also their medical knowledge of certain things. So we look at the Kaiser Family Foundation's study of maternal to fetal HIV transmission rates, which they used as a way to gauge how the American population can be influenced by popular culture and how medical knowledge can actually be increased using this particular medium. So when we're thinking about how many people read a medical journal, it's probably not that many. But when we're looking at how many people watch an episode of Grey's Anatomy, we are talking about millions of people. And a lot of these are medical and health science students, and a lot of them will be their patients. So it's definitely an untapped potential out there that we can actually look to harness in terms of health communication and advocacy. Most recently, I'm working on a project which is intended to increase cultural sensitivity and awareness among preclinical medical students and pre-service teachers. So we're looking at the fact that doctors and teachers have to deal with culturally sensitive information all the time in their daily lives. So we're hoping to equip our students with some of the best practical solutions to some really challenging scenarios that they're going to come across. So that is a very exciting area of research that I'm currently engaged in. My best advice for a future researcher is to make sure they know what they want to get out of research. So if you're going into research with particular objectives in mind, that will really help sort of carve out your career path. And again, same as with teaching, diversify, have a number of interests and realize that some of them will be lucrative and some of them won't be. And just balancing those interests to make sure you can have a career that's really rewarding, you can achieve the objectives that you set out to achieve, and have a really meaningful sort of research engagement with the community.